Hey guys, Peachy here. Before we begin, a couple things to note. Number one, I had to do the starting lineup a little differently because the Cup Series in real life ran the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro, while the Peachy London Cup Series is running a points-paying race here at the track. So I had to combine the starting lineups from both the All-Star race and the All-Star Open, and I had to add some couple open drivers that I decided to add in the middle and the mix. So the lineups are set up a little differently. And some notables, Alex Bowman, he didn't race in the All-Star race in real life, so I had to put him in the middle of the pack so to separate the All-Star race drivers from the All-Star Open drivers. And also the other two open entries I added were Jimmy Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr., and they had to start in the back of the pack because I couldn't find where to put them, like, legitimately. So they're in the race, but they're going to start at the rear of the field today. Another thing to note is that the playoff format is going to be a little different. The getting into the playoffs, to be exact, is going to be different because the point system got screwed up with new mods I installed and the names being all changed and all that stuff. I had to change the eligibility for the playoffs. So for this season, all the winners are in the playoffs no matter what. So they're all in the playoffs. They don't have to be in the top 30 anymore in order to make the playoffs. However, part-timers are not included. Josh Berry and Chandler Smith, they were race winners this season, but they're part-timers, so they're not going to be in the playoffs no matter what. All the full-time drivers that have won a race or two, they're all in the playoffs automatically. And the rest of the spots, if we don't have 16 or more winners this season, they'll be determined by how many finishes they've had outside of race wins. So all the winless drivers are separated based on top 2 finishes, then top 3, top 5, and top 10. And if it's all tied, then we go to the driver that achieved the better finish first in the season. So that's how it's going to be set up to determine who's going to be in the playoffs. And this applies to the drivers that have not won a race up into, like, after the regular season comes to an end. So because the points are just screwed up with the mods I've installed. So this is the only really fair way to determine who would be in the playoffs. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy this race, the North Wilkesboro 400, here in the mock 2023 Peachy London Cup Series season. This is Peachy London, and I'll talk to you guys later.